Turn 1, especially in recent history, has just become pretty much the most important turn of a battle. The circumstances of fights that, happen while your rotations aren't set, the enemy is attacking you and doing its thing. It's very important for a unit to be able to counter and survive. As such, today we'll be going over the top 10 Turn 1 units in said Dokkan history. Please note that, of course, as always, these lists are carefully calculated through a rich, rigorous, and intense algorithm. And without further ado, let's get started. And now coming in at number 10, we actually have AGL Limit Breaker Super Saiyan 4 Vegito. Now, this guy, back when he came out, November 2023, the Heroes unit, he was cracked, broken, busted beyond belief, whatever you want to say, man. This guy was diabolical. His team, even on release, was pretty mid, I will admit that, and his super attack effect not giving defense is terrible. Like, ugh, that's just the worst garbage ever. But when he got the 30% damage reduction for 6 turns, once he popped his intro, and he got the further 30% damage reduction, adding up to 60% when you had, all allies attacking the same turn, grade 8 power crossover, he's just very, was very strong. Like, this guy would come out doing like 8 to 12 million attack stats, triple supering, and his defense was insane, and he was good defensively. Like, he was just very good. Obviously, he had his active skill, which was nice. It gave him, guaranteed crits for the turn. Pretty reasonable restriction if you're running his team. And, being a Vegito unit, of course, they just have good links. Yeah, I mean, he was just very good. I mean, the only thing that really holds him back is how bad his team was. Garbage, bro. That shit, that was trash, bro. But that's gonna be Vegito. He's gonna come in at number 10. Let's move on to number 9. Now, coming in at number 9, we have LR Carnival Future Gohan. Now, Carnival Future Gohan is very, very good, especially right away, right? He's got relatively solid super attack effects, at least he gets defense, and he's got, 60% damage reduction right away, and can get up to 80% post 18 key super attack, and he's building up, and he's doing pretty good damage, especially for the time. Like, Future Gohan has aged very well because of how well designed he really is. Obviously, we're not even taking into account his domain, which is very good too. He's got a solid active skill, but yeah, I mean, it really is just this building up slowly, where he just becomes very solid, but he's also got the super really good damage reduction relative to the time. Future Gohan, he's like that. That boy like that. Also, just on a plethora of great categories, man. That's such a good thing for him. It's just allowed him to have so much use, especially being on the Super Saiyan team now, picking up lots of use with the GT physical trio, the LR, Goku, Trunks, and Gohan. Just such a good unit, and Future Gohan is just perfect on that team. I mean, really enough said. Future Gohan, good enough for number 9. Let's move on to number 8. Now, coming in at number 8, it's just the unit that released right around him. Now, I would say Future Gohan is a better unit than Zamasu, but Zamasu is just better turn 1 because, he's also got the 80% damage reduction, except, his damage just is out of this roof when you have his super powerful links, Big Bat Bosses, Nightmare, Godly Power, these links activated with, another Zamasu or Goku Black, just an insanely offensive powerhouse. He's just a juggernaut, he's got good super attack effects, pretty solid, and his leader skill, very good, especially for the time. I mean, him and Vegito just had the best leader skills in the game just because of how powerful they were, having extreme and super class, and then the super powerful categories that they all buffed, like, just really good, right? It's a shame that, I guess, came to pass with Vegito and Zamasu, but hey, Zamasu, very, very good turn 1 unit. He's going to be good enough for number 8. Moving on to number 7. Now, number 7, I mean, you see a reoccurring pattern here. It's just these high damage reduction units. It's LR AGL Golden Frieza. LR AGL Golden Frieza, man, I mean, still has just, his intro animation is just one of the best animations in the game, man. Such a beautiful animation, right? Obviously being a yellow coin LR, his later skills fodder, and his super attack effects, especially, his 12 key terrible. 18 keys, solid, I guess. But, you know, of course, he's just got the 90% damage reduction. You know, it decreases by 20% by every appearance he has, right? So it's 90, then 70, then 50, 30, whatever. You can also get more defense for him after performing 5 or more attacks, which is reasonably likely, especially because he's got a guaranteed additional super attack when HP is 50% or more, which, you know, HP is kind of random, you know. You wouldn't really like that to be HP, but hey, it is what it is. His active skill unfortunately sucks. This thing does literally no damage because he doesn't stack, but, you know, at least it's an AoE to all enemies with a relatively solid restriction. Unfortunately, you know, these golden freezes just, they don't have big bad bosses, so whatever, I guess. I mean, he's literally the movie villain, but, you know, just stupidity. I mean, I figure it's pretty obvious why, you know, golden freezes here, you know, these insanely high damage reduction units while doing really solid damage. That's why units like, you know, Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta, Tech Caulifla, Tech God Goku, they're not on here because they're not really doing damage. They're good. They're great turn 1 units, but I wouldn't say, you know, top 10 worthy. But I mean, they're great, you know, no hate. But yeah, that's gonna be Golden Frieza. He's good enough for number 7. Moving on to number 6. Now, number 6, it's AGL Super Saiyan 3 Goku. He's basically on here for the same reason as LR Golden Frieza, right? Except he's got a better leader skill, you know, better super attack effects, better everything. He's also, you know, great after turn 1, right? Like once he loses his damage reduction, he's still building up damage reduction with his super attacks. And he's also got his active skill, which, you know, is nice. But I mean, you know, they're basically the same unit. It's just Super Saiyan 3 Goku does more damage turn 1, right? You know, we're not really evaluating other turns per se, but we're considering them. And hey, man, it's a rich amalgamation is what the algorithm considers. It's a very, very intricate process. But yeah, I mean, obviously with the active skill, Super Saiyan 3 Goku can be very effective even without his full damage reduction, just performing very well. Especially, you know, he's got guard, can nullify super key-based super attacks, 50% chance of doing that. Very, very good. I think it's very fair to put him over Golden Frieza. I mean, he's more of a recent unit. I mean, duh, he should be over him. Number 6, he's gonna come in at number 6. Moving on to number 5. Now at number 5, it's basically the same thing. It's LR Tech Carnival Broly. He's got 90% damage reduction turn 1, but he can also be transformed right away into his devil form, the legendary Super Saiyan. And I mean, Carnival Broly is just one of the best units in the game, transformed, right? Like, it's pretty obvious. He's a good unit. I don't really feel like I have to go over him much. I mean, he's got 76% damage reduction. He's one of the best units in the game right now. I'm sure everyone's using him, so we all know what he really does, right? Guard, defense, slot 1. Just a really good unit. Comes back on his next turn, gets his active skill, and that's just... the damage he does is just redonkulous, man. And, you know, he's got good links, prepared for battle and shocking speed. No big bad bosses. Still just the stupidest thing I've ever seen. No big bad bosses on Broly, who's the embodiment of a big bad boss. Y'all got it. But yeah, I mean, that's Broly. Pretty straightforward, right? He's gonna come in at number 5. Let's move on to number 4. Now, coming in at number 4 might be a surprise. It's LR Goku and Frieza. Now, LR Goku and Frieza, when they first came out, were just insane, right? They were the strongest unit in the game. Content hadn't evolved to the point where you were, you know, ever really in danger of dying with these guys, even though they didn't have like a crazy amount of defense, right? This is like, what, 2018? This is like pre-LGE, pre-everything, right? The hardest content in the game was Super Battle Road, right? And running this guy with the banner, 50% supports now, but they were 40% back then. The Tech Tien, boy, the damage they did was just insane. They one-shot everything. They were just the best unit, like, in the game. I mean, duh, right? 177% to all allies, like, on the leader skill. Just great, right? Obviously, really good link set, too. They had solid support, which could, I believe, that debuff. I think they shared that with Tien. Yes, they did, and that itself could activate, you know, the part of their passive, right, where, post-easy, I guess, because it only lowers defense. But yeah, I mean, you could put Tien in slot 1, have him lower the enemy attack and defense, even though that's kind of scary, right, because, you know, Tien wasn't all that great, but, you know, he was solid. He got the job done, and Giga Wink, showcase, bro. LR Goku and Frieza, and then of course when they got their LR EZA and 50% support dropped, 50% support TN dropped, and they were back to looking like the best unit in the game during the 6th year anniversary, right? Like LR Goku and Frieza, probably 3rd best unit in the game after UI Goku and Evolution Blue Vegeta. These guys were ridiculous. The damage was ridiculous. They had good defense now, with getting defense on their Ultra Super attack and getting defense when attacking. Like, it's just, hey man. Also getting defense on their super attack effects, just a ridiculous, man. They were really such a great designed unit for just a damage dealer, right? Solid in every remark, right? They could go in every god event stage and dominate. Just a great unit all around. I'm not really a damage, whoa, but you gotta tip your hat to LR Goku and Frieza, man. They were dominant. That's for darn sure. They're gonna come in at number 4. Let's move on to number 3. Now, coming in at number 3, it's the meme, right? But Jiren does that turn 1, right? It's LR full power Jiren. This is pre-EZA, because it's just EZA. I mean, he's not bad, but who cares? Back when he first came out, bro, Tanabata 2020, look out, because this guy was doing everything your favorite unit was doing, and he was doing it right away. 200% attack and defense right away on an LR with ridiculous stats. It was too much, man. He had 400k defense, right? And he wasn't getting bullied by anybody, right? Even in UI Goku, he could do some damage, but he wasn't killing Jiren. And obviously he was super effective against all types because of his links, right? He had Infighter with I think it was STR Topo and the Pride Troopers as well. Pride Troopers, just really dominant, right? Damage god, good defensively. Enough said, really, right? He was very vanilla, kind of like Jiren in the show, man. Just vanilla, but strong, bro. Ooga booga, man. Jiren do damage. No. I don't know what you want me to say, man. He's dominant. He's like STR UI Goku, right? I considered putting STR UI Goku on here, but he was just STR UI Goku, but turn 1, right? He didn't need to dodge. He didn't need to go through any hoops. He just bang, bang, bang right away. So, yeah, he's just... Jiren does that turn 1. Now, coming in at number 2, it's... I really haven't done this in a while. AGL UI Goku, the most noble and supreme form in all the universe, whose radiant glow places him at the pinnacle of all beings in existence. As they say, the truly transcendent one, the one above all. I mean, what is there not to say about UI Goku, right? I mean, back when he first came out, 70% chance to dodge, broken, best unit in the game. I mean, enough said. UI Goku was a timeless unit. It was really solid whenever you could just dodge the enemy because he always had a 70% chance to dodge. And then obviously with his EZA now, he's just a broken unit, right? 100% chance to dodge right away. You can't, if the enemy can be dodged, the enemy cannot. If the enemy can be dodged, the enemy cannot hurt UI Goku. I mean, what beats 100% dodge? I mean, and I mean, it's not like he's just a dodge or die. I mean, dodge or die unit. He's also doing ridiculous damage with very solid defense, right? I don't know what they're gonna do with AGL UI Goku, man. I just feel like he's gonna be relevant forever, right? UI Goku, even pre-easy, his defense was kind of catching up to him, but with the 100% chance to dodge now, how is he just not forever going to be relevant? Or at least an option, a niche option at least. And obviously he's got the revive, he's got everything, everything that makes this guy broken, right, But he's not going to come in at number 1 because, of course, enemies can potentially cancel dodge, right? That is a possibility. And at number 1, that's what, I'm sure everybody expected. It's Beast, right? LR Beast go on. Just stupid, dumb unit. I almost want to say a mistake, but he's first 5 turns of a fight, he's unkillable. There's nothing that can kill him. And the day that something can kill him through the 60% damage reduction plus the guard and potentially 80% damage reduction, if you get enough hits or attacks in, it's a scary day, especially with the active skill. He's just a dumb unit, man. Turn 1, he doesn't die. The Tech Gogeta fight, the Janemba fight coming out, that just reiterates my belief that Beast is just far and away the best. I mean, I guess slot 1, I guess applies, but best turn 1 unit we've ever had, right? He's just a dumb unit. Like, I don't know what you want me to say, man. Those first 5 turns, he is perfection incarnate. Yeah, I mean, it was, no surprise, Beast Gohan number 1. Yeah. Let me know what you thought of my list down below, whether you thought it was perfect, as the algorithm would surely have it so, or if you thought somebody was snubbed, or if you think that the order should have been different. But just know that, as always, of course, if you disagree with me and the algorithm, you're wrong. Like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, it breaks my heart to tell you, but that's just the truth. But, as always, thanks for stopping by.